Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie, and this is what we're drinking right now.
Well, this is a series that we produce quarterly where we talk about just some of the stuff that we've been enjoying lately, and it is very cold outside, so we like to do these videos outside. I didn't really think this one through too much, but we're going to go ahead and introduce you to a couple of the bottles that we're enjoying right now, and Julie is going to kick things off.
So first on my list, this is a bottle we scooped up on a recent road trip. $50. It was probably my number one thing I was looking for. Chattanooga 111, and she didn't disappoint.
Absolutely. That's 111 proof, of course, made in Tennessee, and we bought it in Indiana for that $50 price point.
Love it.
It's aged only 2 years, but I don't know how they get that much flavor out of it. It's a great bottle. We've been sipping on that one an awful lot. Great way to start. Next up is another bottle that we got on our road trip recently, and one that, quite honestly, when I first got it, I didn't think much of it. I just wanted to get a whiskey from Illinois, so I bought it. Wasn't overly impressed with it right off the jump, but Whiskey Acres, this is a single barrel bourbon selected by Binny's in Chicago, and I don't know how they're getting this much flavor out of this bottle either. This is a $60 bottle, and it's 119.2 proof, aged 4 years-ish, and Whiskey Acres out of DeKalb, Illinois is who produces this bottle. I honestly, it says bourbon on it, but this could be 100% corn in the mash bill. I don't know because it tastes so sweet. It is like a brown sugar toasted candy corn.
Oh, nice.
Huge flavors. It is a little bit spicy, and I wasn't sure about the balance of it at first, but the more that this one opens up, the more that I like it. This is a great bottle for $60. I'm really glad that we found this, and I think it's the only Illinois whiskey we've got on our shelf, so I think we'll have to go back to DeKalb and get to Whiskey Acres at some point in the future so we can see what else they have to offer.
So it's rye season,
It
and
is.
this girl cannot go without her ryes. Pikesville is the right way to go.
It's a great bottle. It's about $50, made by Heaven Hill, 110 proof and 6 years aged. This is our old-timey diner experience. You got the cherry cola on the nose, you've got the vanilla ice cream with the caramel sauce on the palate, and then it finishes with this fudgy chocolate cake with a mint sprig on top. You can almost taste those days back at Al's Diner in the Midwest. Remember with the 50s music going and all that nonsense? It's a great bottle of whiskey.
I just had it last night. Yum.
Next up for me is a bottle that's not readily available around these parts. I looked for it everywhere we went on our recent road trip. I kept seeing it for various prices, $50, $45, $40. Ultimately, we located it in Kentucky for $27. Jim Beam, single barrel. This is 108 proof, aged 5 to 7 years, roughly depending on which barrel you get. And of course, there's variances in flavor because they are single barrels. But this bottle is absolutely fantastic. Reminds me of OGD Bonded, maybe with OGD 114 if they had a baby, and then if they aged it with a bunch of brown sugar and I don't know. It's just a delicious bottle. I think it's worth trying if you haven't reached for this bottle yet. A lot of people look past Jim Beam thinking that it's just bottom shelf or stuff for beginner drinkers or whatever it might be. They make great whiskey, and this Jim Beam single barrel almost made my best of list this year. It's a great deal. If you can get it for $35 or less, I think it's a great value.
So last on my list, and if you've been watching the channel, you know we love it. I kind of feel guilty about putting it on the list because I'm pretty sure she made the spring list last year.
Might be on every list from now on.
OGD Bonded. I thought that she was perfect for summer campfires, but guys, apparently winter snowshoes, winter campfires in the winter. We just shared it with a friend who had never had it before.
Everybody loves this whiskey.
Yeah.
Old Granddad Bonded, 100 proof, 4 years aged. You get 750 milliliters for about $20 to $25, depending on where you're buying it. It's available in most places. Another Jim Beam product. Just a great bottle, great value, and these little bottles are great for just shoving in your coat pocket for your snowshoe hike, and caramel brown sugar, a little nuttiness, but overall very well balanced, easy sipper. What's not to like?
I know, and like I said, I felt a little guilty putting it on the list again, but it's what I'm drinking.
That's what we're drinking. And finally, if you watched our tournament this year, you might remember this bottle. Here it is Wollersheim. This is a Wisconsin distillery. This is a single barrel we got at Festival Foods, and it's 121.2 proof, aged 4 years. We just found this to be a little unbalanced. It was super hot, had big flavors, but it wasn't very comfortable on the palate and not a great sipper. So what we did is put it in our very first blend. People keep asking us if we have an infinity bottle. The answer is no, up until right now. This won't really be an infinity bottle, but the Wollersheim, it's just not something that really hit our palates. It wasn't our favorite. We weren't loving it, and honestly, we didn't know what we were going to do with it. We had plenty of Dickel bourbon around the house, 90 proof, aged 8 years. So we blended about 4 parts of Wollersheim to 1 part of Dickel bourbon. Dickel goes into Barrel, Stellum, Bardstown. All sorts of distilleries are using Dickel to soften the edges of some of their bigger blends and to add some sweetness or balance or whatever it might be for whatever that whiskey needs. In this situation, we wanted to soften those edges, bring down the proof just a little bit, and create something that might sip just a little bit nicer. So this is our very first time attempting a blend like this. We're going to let it sit for a couple weeks and give it a shot. Hopefully it turns out, but I know this is what we're drinking now. This is what we hope to be drinking very soon. So a little bit of bending of the rules here, but I think we'll allow it, don't you?
I think it's fine.
So there you have it. That's what we are drinking right now in January. It's freezing. We've had kind of a big snow year already. We're expecting a lot more. So a lot of cozy sitting inside in dim light, enjoying high proof whiskeys. That's what we're expecting this winter. But let us know, what are you drinking? What are you enjoying right now? And from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers.